When did it become acceptable to shame others on social media? And people do. We have become a culture that loves to argue, and we always have to be right all the time.
Right.
Ooh, I stay away from that.
Well, not only are we a culture that loves to argue, but we are a dishonoring culture. It's like, where is the honor?
Yes.
Say that
To
again.
honor is to make a big deal of. Okay, I mean, and we've just come through an election. Okay, there was no honor for the current president, and there was no honor for the former vice president that were both running. I mean, it's just no honor anywhere. People don't know how to have civil discussions. I had a friend who had a baby that was born early and was born 1 pound, and the news station did a story, and she could hold her baby in her hand, and everybody on social media on this YouTube video were shaming her, saying, why would you use that? Because they wanted her to have an abortion, save the baby's life. Why would you put yourself out there? Why would you use this baby as an experiment? Meanwhile, this baby is 14 years old and on my son's soccer team, living an incredible life. But she said, we had to take the video off because of all the hate that they did a story on our 1 pound baby that was the first baby born at the beginning of that year. So that mean-spirited unkindness just has to stop. Use our social media platforms for good.
Ooh, I like that. Well, you're passionate today,
Yeah,
Amy.
today I'm feeling the fire.
That's good. That's so good. That's so good. What do you have about this shaming people on social media?
You know, I agree with the fact that it comes from being mean-spirited and just the fulfilling of self. I think when you have that desire that you just have, I gotta be right, and I have to argue about everything, that there is something wrong in me. I'm insecure. There's something broken. There's something that's been destroyed in me. And, self is never going to bear the fruit of the kingdom. It's never going to bear the fruit of the Spirit. And so, when it's about me exalting me and making sure that I look good and making sure that, I'm in a particular position, and I need to step on your neck in order to do that, there is something definitely wrong with me. And when I do that, it doesn't lead me towards healing, because I'm getting my satisfaction of putting my foot on your neck and silencing your voice. And so I believe, as we said earlier, it is our job as Christians to take and seize the airways. Satan is the prince of the air, the prince of the cosmos. And so, but God is the God of the universe. He's the creator. And we are the ones that have the authority. And I think it's very important that we use that authority, especially in dealing with social media. And when we have all this, because it really is about competition, and Jesus dealt with that in his disciples, didn't he? Here are the disciples fighting who's going to sit next to Jesus and who's going to, but we're not supposed to be about that. Are we? So I really think that, especially for us as Christians, and I'm just going to say as human beings, because, hear me, because sometimes people hear stuff and they process it different. And I'm not at all saying you don't need to be a Christian and you don't need to be saved. But I am saying this, that there are people who maybe don't know the Lord yet, but still have good values and good morals and care enough about another human being not to hurt and harm and shame.
I totally
and so as
zip
Christians,
it.
we should lead the
Yeah,
way.
I totally zip it. You actually got off social media.
For a while, but I'm back on.
Well, I think it's fun, but I have to zip it because when you hear people say these terrible things and when you read it, you want to just lash out, and you can't.
Well, people become keyboard warriors,
Yeah, they do.
They say things on social media that they would never say in person.
That's right.
And I just sometimes call people out on that. I'm like, you would never say that to somebody to their face.
Right, that's right.
And I just think I try to stick to debating ideas, not people.